Hello, this is a demonstration of dual booting Windows 11 and Devuan Linux. The Debian fork without systemd. As you see in my virt-manager, I have Windows 11 running, and I have a USB stick plugged in, and I've redirected it to the virt-manager. I will now go full screen for Windows. To begin, you go to Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, and then you go to devuan.org, and it says Debian without systemd. You go down to download ISO mirrors, and I would pick the desktop so that you have multiple options, and if you decide to reinstall, you don't have to re-download all the time. You pick a mirror. I'd go with the HTTP. I go to the testing branch to get newer software. Installer ISO. And then the AMD if you're on 64-bit, or if you're not, the i386. And if you're on Windows, to burn this ISO to a USB stick, I typically would use Rufus. I've downloaded it already. I won't be reburning the ISO on video, but I'll at least open it. Yes. You'll see that this says the device. It sees the device. You pick your ISO, hit select, find your ISO in your downloads folder most likely, and then hit start, and you'd go for, and a dialog box would open up, and you'd want to pick DD mode. Then it would write. After that's successful, I'd resize the partition, hit the search, hit type out partition, create and format hard drive partition, and now I am shrinking my C drive. You see mine is about 400 gigs. I'm just going to split it in half. That's complete. I no longer need the web browser. Now I'm going to click start, click the power button. I'm going to click restart. The computer's booting off the thumb drive. Go to install. It is now loading the installer off the USB stick. Now select your language, location, and keyboard settings. You could change this name if you want. You don't have to have a domain. Root password. To begin, I'm going to click down a tab and hit space to highlight the star, and then type or if you want to be, since this is a virtual machine, I'm going to make it even quicker. This is the name of the user without root privileges. So what's Jane's password? Continue. I'm going to use the largest free space. That's the new partition I created. I'm just going to leave it all in the same partition. And it automatically generates the swap. And it automatically picks this file format. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to write the changes. Yes. I do not use the network mirror at this time. I will be adding that manually in the sources list. So I hit no at this point. I'm not worried about this at this point. I again modify my sources.list manually after. Do not worry about participating in their package survey. I do not use XFCE, so I remove those ones. I prefer Mate, so I use my arrow keys and then spacebar to select Mate. The tab and continue. On this screen, you pick your init system, the premise being you're no longer using systemd. I used the classic sysvinit. Enter. And now we would remove our USB stick and hit enter. So I physically removed it from the computer. Now you see Devuan has the boot option in Grub. Now we're in our display manager. Now let's see if I remember the password I typed. In this instance, we'll show you how to reset the password after you've just installed it. Hit restart. So if you forgot your password for root or any other username, we go E for edit, go down to the line that says Linux, hit over, remove, and type read write init equals /bin/bash for the bash shell. And now F10 to boot this. Now you're at the bash shell. Key passwd space root, new password, something even simpler. Now I'm back in, even though I'd forgotten my password. Update the mirrors so I can get packages from the internet. I'm going to go into Firefox. Then I'm going to type a search for Devuan packages. These are the instructions. We're on the testing branch. So I'm going to take this line here and copy. Then open Pluma. It's a standard text editor without formatting. Now I'm going to open and go back to the etc directory and go to apt and sources.list. I'm going under the CD-ROM. I'm going to paste in that line, and I'm also going to add contrib main and non-free. And now I'm going to comment out the DVD. And so it's easier to read. This is what I added. Merged. Name of the branch you're on. Contrib main non-free. Save it. now, while I'm in here, I'm going to change my sudoers so that my user does not have to constantly enter their password, because if this is your personal computer and you don't want to enter your password every time you enter a command, this is a way to alleviate some of that. Go back to etc and then go to the Sudoers file. Sudoers, open. Among all these comments, you are looking for this line, and you're going to type the username you used exactly as it shows up in the home directory. So if you want to double check how it is typed, go to open the home folder and look for the name of the user, which is Jane. Among all these comments, we're looking for root privilege specification, where root all. For typing Jane all equals all parenthesis no all. So this line, Jane all equals all, no passwd colon all. Save, close, log out of root. Now we'll see if we remember Jane's password. We're going to go to root to confirm if the sudo works. So I'm going to open up System Tools, Mate Terminal. I'm going to change the color so that we can see this better. Colors, use a dark theme, close. As you see, the root works without having to type a password, so we know that my sudoer file is correct. Close this. Now you have the option of going into the package manager as root right here, typing the root password, not the sudo. This isn't the same, you have to type the actual root password. Close. This instance, before you start anything, you have to make sure your time on your clock is correct and accurate. So I'll hit reload and we'll see if it works. It looks like we didn't have any errors this time. If there were errors, the first thing I would check is if my clock was out of sync, and I'd use the date command to update it. At this point, I don't typically like some software, so I would go in and search for it and complete removal, and then apply it. That was successful. Then I search for the browser I actually want to use, the suckless browser. Install, mark it, apply, apply. And that is completed. Now a reason I like Mate is because I can customize these panels to essentially simulate the Windows 98, 95 feel. That's what I prefer. As you see, so I'd go quickly. I'll just show a quick demonstration of how this would work. I would unlock that. I would move this thing, move him all the way over. Yeah, it's a lot of unlocking before you can move. That's essentially what that's about. And now quickly, it's looking quite a bit like classic Windows. And then I delete this whole panel. The thing I wanted to show was incorporating Rofi into your desktop. Rofi, the program switcher and Windows switcher, multiple ability to do multiple things. Apply that. Apply. Now I'm gonna add to panel, application, launcher, Rofi, and actually I'm gonna show a copy of the command from down here just to help speed things up. You're gonna say this one. This is what I typically would do. I'd go to Rofi minus show drun minus sidebar hyphen mode minus show icons and location 7. That'll put it down in the start menu area of the screen, as you see. And now I would add one more. Rofi again, and this time it's going to be the Windows switcher. Rofi minus show window minus sidebar mode minus show, and this time location 5, so it's at the other, on the other side of the lower half of the screen. Okay. Of course I can change the icons, but see, now you have a window switcher. So if you have multiple windows open, you now click this, and you can go to any workspace and any window, and it switches right to it. You're on window 2. There you are. As you see, it switched it. And I want to go open a new program. And I just type the name of GIMP, and hit enter, and it'll open it. Now I'm going to demonstrate booting back into Windows. I'm back in root, but this can work with the sudo user as well. You go to applications, and you go to your terminal, and then you'll be typing EFI boot manager, and you're looking for your Windows boot manager, and then you're typing EFI boot manager space -n space, and then those digits 0004. Enter. Exit. And restart. And that spinning circle is a good sign. And there's Windows. Now I want to get back to Linux. That concludes my installation of Devuan Linux. I hope you found it informative. Again, go to devuan.org for more information about the distribution. And if you end up liking it, please consider donating to them. It can be found on Mastodon under browser. Thank you and have a good day.